All right, yogis, Hatha yoga. If you're up to it today, let's start in what's called Vajrasana, sitting on the heels. It's one of the most classic yoga starts. I don't do it too often, kind of difficult maybe for some of us. But yogis, if you have one, you can sit on a block. That's a lot easier. Kind of just bringing your sit bones under, still getting that good stretch. Feet are a little bit wider. Okay, sit up tall and have your second block handy if you have one. Okay, just for a moment, hands could be down, grounding, palms could be up, kind of opening, receiving. You can roll the shoulders back and up and down a few times, kind of shake them out. You know, that's one of the things I find when I sit to meditate. I always have to kind of remind my shoulders to relax a little bit. Root your sit bones down, lift your crown up. Nice deep inhale in your nose, deep, slow exhale. So some practices will get right into movement, but other practices I want to challenge you to kind of slow, still ground, right? Big inhale in your nose. Big exhale. I don't ohm enough in class. Let's do one today. If you'd like, hands, heart center. Remember, ohming is great, vibration, sound, and it is a pranayama. So it's a deep inhale and you elongate the exhale on the sound, okay? If you'll join me, big inhale. All right, yogis, nice and slow. If you don't have blocks, intertwine your fingers, reach your arms up, palms up to the sky. If you do have blocks, grab one, don't hold it, spread your fingers, squeeze it. Just reach your block up nice and slow here. All right, couple breaths here. That's it. Deep inhale into the abdomen. Deep exhale. Try to relax your traps, squeeze your blocks, straighten your elbows. So work here, but be light. Don't overstrain. Try to lift the side bodies. Okay, lift the underarms, but relax the shoulder blades. Okay, now nice and slow here, yogis. Big inhale, just a gentle twist to the right on the exhale. See how I'm barely twisting? If you don't have your blocks, keep your fingers intertwined. If it's all too much, hands on the hips. Big inhale into your abdomen. Big exhale. All right, there's no weight here. So I know it's tough, but it's totally doable cold. Okay, big inhale back to center. Go slow, twist to the left. Don't hold your blocks. See how my fingers are spread and I'm just squeezing. Good to have foam blocks for this one. Teaching our body to be strong, yogis, is the simple process of keeping your body contracted for as long as you can, right? Whether it's movement or not, okay? Back to center, big inhale. Keep that block up there, guys. Little side bend, just a little bit. Okay, so notice I have to keep my left sit bone down. Okay, and I'm reaching up, out. You can't really side bend a lot, especially if you're on your heels. Okay, now look at my arms are pretty straight, right? Inhale, center. Okay, big exhale over to the left. Now remember, it's just a foam block, yogis. Okay, or if you don't have a block, it's just your arms, okay? Back to center, big inhale. Last part, here. Elbows pull back. My elbows are not forward, my elbows are back. Okay, don't hold your block, just squeeze it, twist to the right. If you want a little extra, just pulse your elbows a little bit back. Just light, right? Feel your muscles turning on. Block is hovering. Hands are squeezing block, not holding. And you're twisting to the right, kind of pulsing your elbows back. Woo. Okay, back center. Hatha yoga. Twist to the left. Root your sit bones down. Elbows kind of pulse left. So it's our second twist. Now, I notice a little tension building in my neck. That's because I'm not really being inefficient. I'm more focused on kind of teaching here. I got to relax the shoulders down a little bit more. And I'm pulsing my elbows back. You want strong toned shoulders? Here you go, guys. Okay, it's not easy, okay? Big inhale, back to center. Just reach it up, do a little bit of a back bend. Hard to see. You can even kind of bend your elbows, block behind you. Okay, you can see it out there. Elbows hug in now. Pull the elbows back. Okay, arms up, block release. Last part, block behind you. I do want you to, for a moment, grip the block. Let me turn to the side so you can see. Last part here. I know it's hard to sit on the ankles. Keep breathing. See, listen, guys, I want to actually now pull my block apart. So think opposite. I'm going to hold my block. See that? Not squeeze it. I'm going to roll my shoulders back. I want to try to kind of pull my block. I'm ripping it apart. Okay, just take a couple breaths there. See if you can find a more quality muscular contraction in a space you might not do as much. If you don't have a block, just grip your hands here. Kind of like feel like you're pulling your hands apart as opposed to squeezing them together. Okay, so you can do this without a block too, but this gets hand grip. Hand grip is like squeezing something. Really good. Okay. Now last part. Widen your fingers. Squeeze your block together. Do not hold the block anymore. So the block's behind your lower back. Your fingers spread, and you squeeze the block. And you could go up like this if you want a little pulse. Now that we've really turned our arms on, we also pulse the elbows together there. That's a good start for that. Take your block off to the side. Let's come to our tabletop. Do that reverse cat-cow. I'll keep moving forward. Take your time. Hands turn out. Fingers turn toward the wrist. This is a really nice variation. If you want to make cat-cow a little bit more exciting or bigger stretch here. Toes turn down here. Big inhale, arch the back. Big exhale, press through the heel of the hand. Feel a big stretch in your forearm, maybe your wrist, elbow crease. Go ahead, big inhale, arch that back. Big exhale, round the spine. Big inhale, big exhale. Last 2 or 3, and if it's too much on the wrist, not feeling right this morning, you just do it regular. Or, some people are doing active versions, you hover the knees. A couple of us just kind of taking child pose, that's fine too, right? Fingers turn forward, no rush, yogis. Downward dog, let's get into those legs you've been kind of sitting on, really haven't moved it much yet. Okay, so downward dog. So what we're gonna do, yogis, is we're gonna go through 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 more bigger movements now. I think full body, kind of nice repetitive movements. We can take it slow, we can work hard in them. It's kind of gonna be up to you. Make it a kind of a moving meditation with the body. We'll do about 6, 12 reps. We'll move to the next one. And then we're gonna work on more holding postures. So I really want you to practice moving and use this movement to kind of wake up the body. All right, so try to let your head hang low here, yogis. Lift the sit bones up and back. Come back to our breathing like the beginning of class. Press the inner thumb, index finger down. So big inhale in your nose. Big exhale, okay? A couple more breaths here. It's our first inversion of class where the head drops below the heart. I want you to keep getting better at recognizing that plays a unique role in your wellness, your yoga, your exercise. A lot of times, I won't be thinking oh, I need cardio or I need strength. I'm like, whoa, I need inversion. Head feels a little cloudy, not a lot of stimulation. I usually think headstand is the main one I do. I have fun with handstand, but it's not like I can hold the upside down. I used to just think more holding forward bends, like dog or child pose, but now I'm getting good at headstand, all right? Let's keep going here. Let's warm up more. So nice and slow, we're gonna inhale, shift forward to plank. Exhale, bend the elbows. Now pause here. Straighten the arms. Down dog. So use this as dynamic stretch and strength. Okay, so watch how I articulate. Heels lift like a wave. High plank. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just take a few more of those. If you already want to add cobra, take it full vinyasa, chuturanga, danda, you're more than welcome to. But sometimes it's nice to really work that push up and the push back. You get that really repetitive dynamic hamstring open where you can even add pulses here, yogis, where as I'm shifting back, I do a couple extra. Not only do I push my heels down, but stick my tailbone up and away. Heels down, up and away the hips. And that's the double pull, double traction. Heels go down, hips go up. And that's how you open up down dog, right? Anterior tilt versus heels toward the floor. All right. So remember I just said about 6 to 12 reps in each kind of warm-up movement? You make it your own. Feet step back together, closer. Now don't forget, you can do this on the knees, okay? If you're up for it today, lift your heels tiny bit. Inhale, simple. Right leg goes high. Exhale, right leg down, okay? Big inhale, left leg goes high. We haven't done this repetitive movement in a while. Left foot down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Like I said, yogis, you can do it here. Look. I want you to feel your butt. Well, I want you to bring awareness to your buttocks, okay? You can also do this in plank, right? Depends on what I'm feeling. See that? Either way, I'm squeezing that glute as the leg lifts. That's the straight leg hip extension, guys. We gotta be activating our glutes more. If there's a muscle I want you to strengthen a lot, it's your butt. Second is probably, core, and that includes your thighs, but really get a lot stronger in that butt, okay? All right, guys, downward dog. So that's a good, nice 6 to 12. Now, you might want your blocks here. Repetitive movements, yogis. And I want you to take it slow and feel it out in this next one, a little bit slower, kind of more intuitive. So go slow. Right foot's going to step forward. Okay, inhale, right arm's going to go out and up. Okay, right foot down. Now, you have a couple options here, yogis. You can step back to down dog for, again, that hip up and back. A little bit more flexibility. Left foot's going to step forward. Left arm goes out and up. So, it's our first big twist. Did a couple small ones in the beginning. Okay, exhale, left hand down, down dog, hips up and back. So this is more flexibility for the underarm, shoulders, and the back and the hips. Or if you'll watch me for one more moment, then I'll let you go. You could go here, first side, right foot forward, and then watch me here for more strength. I would just go from plank, maybe even at a push-up. Here, left foot forward, left arm high, up and open. So you can see a little bit more strength. It's like always plank, push-up. Okay, right foot forward. Look at this. I can even drop my back knee, kind of roll the outer edges of my feet, stretch a little bit more, and then come back. Okay, your call. I want you to step forward with the opposite leg each time and kind of twist to that side. Again, it's a posture. We usually step forward. Sometimes we keep that twist going. We'll move in and out of the twist. But we don't repeat the step forward and the other step forward. There's all this crazy stuff in between, vinyasas and versions. It's kind of just like step forward, twist, step back. Step forward, twist the other side, twist, just step back, right? So just a little bit simpler to kind of get a repetitive meditative movement. So get into it a little bit more personal and creative. Last few. And then we're going to basically do, I got 2 more movements. Remember, only the 4. We're going to be holding poses mainly after that. There will be obviously some movements, but I want you to almost move so much that you want to stop moving. Okay? In a sense where your heat, you're sweating, your heart rate is building. Yogis, it is very important that we do get our heart rate going, okay? I don't want to keep you at near max for extended, but I want that heart to beat a little faster, a little stronger. Each class, okay? Got to get that heart working. It's a muscle, guys. All right? Now listen, next time your right foot steps forward, bring your left knee down. Now watch what I'm going to do. If you were in fundamentals, we broke this posture down really slow last night. I'm going to drop the hip down, big inhale, lift the chest. So this is instead of vinyasa. This is up dog. You see how my hands press down, my feet press down, my chest lifts up? Okay? And then I'm going to exhale, straighten that front leg. This is the biggest range of motion test yet, guys. Okay? Big inhale, same side. Hips down, forward, feet down. You could even go here. Okay? Big exhale, hands plant, hips shift back. Notice how my hips are kind of over my back knee. We're not here, guys, even though that is a variation. Okay? Inhale. Exhale, last few. Yeah, some of you are doing like high lunge to pyramid. That is amazing because that's the same thing. You're starting to see how it's all the same. right? And what I mean by that is some people are going here, yogis, dropping that back hip, crescent, and then they're kind of going here. Okay, same thing, more active. Some people have trouble relaxing in that pose a little bit more, kind of getting into a little bit further end ranges. That's why I'm bringing it down a notch, because we're gonna do holds, right? We're gonna do strength, so. But I wanna keep going, guys. Next time your front knee bends, plant your hands, right leg goes back. Okay, here's where you can add a vinyasa chuturanga. Take it a little further. So I take that right leg back and up, kind of shake it out. Open the hip. Right foot down. We're in that down dog. Okay, if you'd like, high plank. Maybe knees, chest, chin. That's my favorite. Or chaturanga, lower down halfway or all the way. Take your time, big inhale. I'm showing my first cobra here. I usually start here or in the full cobra. My lower back's actually been quite sore. Something I did to it, okay? So I'd be taking it a little bit easier. Trying to stretch here. No rush, right? We're gonna meet back in down dog. Left foot will eventually step forward. So we have our second side. I didn't cue any hold here. I let you explore, mix in a hold if it feels good to you. So we'll press our feet down, bring our hips forward and down, lift our chest up, okay? Big exhale. So we're putting two hyper ranges together, both forward bend and back bend. You're kind of exploring space in between and holding as you kind of feel like you need to. Okay? Our inhale brings us to what we call anjenyasana, this big hip stretch. Okay, I'm pressing my right foot down, pulling my chest up from the back foot, and then this is that big hamstring calf splitter, okay? Again, I mentioned crescent, pyramid. Take another good, I want a little extra time there, good another 30, 45 seconds. Don't be shy to hold one, roll on the outer edge of the foot a little bit if you need to. A lot of times, yogis, I just picked up a new client privately, and she wants to do like handstand and split. She's younger, get really excited about yoga, very strong, and she's like, I'm trying to figure out what my weaknesses are, and it's pretty clear, it's right from the start, it's flexibility, right? That can really impede our, our strength. It can resist it, make strength a lot more tense. Let's go, guys. No rush. Left leg up and back. Kind of stretch it out, open, breathe. I'm not giving you too detailed right now, guys. It's all regulars. I need to eventually kind of let you just do a self-study without me reminding you. All right? Down dog, big inhale, shift forward. Big exhale, bend the elbows. Take your back bend. But again, sometimes pause in your back bend. It's a posture. I notice we always go in and out quick. Take an extra breath or two often. I like to add things in the more intermediate where we're dancing here. Okay? Down doggy. Go slow. On your next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, look forward. Finally, hop, step forward. Nice inhale, half lift. Exhale. So guys, we're going to go right into our final movement before we hold postures. Bend knees, arms up, chair. So again, I do want you to explore and pause in spaces. So this is the one extreme, okay? Big inhale. Now go slow. Exhale. We're going to forward fold, weight into the toes, straighten the legs. Okay? Inhale, chair. Now, if you want more, here's the full movement. Big exhale, arms up and over, fingers intertwined. Inhale, chair. Exhale. And I want you to go a few more, some slow, some faster. Some holding maybe a certain chair or forward bend. Some shifting weight extremely forward and back. Some even a little bounce. Be extra careful in the bounce of the forward fold. You can do it. I do it all the time, but my body's so used to that position and comfortable, right? There's not many unexplored territories of my body that I'm not familiar with, and that's what's going to kind of avoid injury, all right? Get low in that chair though, yogis. Use it to turn on your legs. So that's the kind of hyper, right? So it's back bend, anterior tilt, knee bends, hip flexion, right? The hip flexion is the only part we're lacking to change there, but you go big kind of posterior tilt and spinal flexion and arm extension. It's a nice little move there. If you're looking to get like flexible too, right? So don't forget that one. Rather than just always hold this, kind of go in and out of it after tensing the back line. So tense the back line and then reciprocally inhibit it. All right, guys, let's stand up. Tadasana. Slow down now. Big inhale on your nose. Slow exhale. Let's do another Om together. Join me. Big inhale. Shift weight to that right foot, left knee lifts. Intertwine your opposite pinky that you've been doing on the bottom. Grab the shin 2 inches below the knee. Pull the knee up as high as you can. Point the toe today. Boom. Okay? Pull that knee up. Drive through your standing foot. Knee toward armpit. Lift the chest. Couple more breaths. If it's easy, stand with more intensity, yogis. Right? There's a way to fire your muscles that this will not be easy. Drive through your standing foot and lift that chest and knee stronger. Okay? Last 3 breaths. This is very classic Hatha yoga. It kind of precedes any of these toe binds. And then, try this. If you lift your bottom toes, you're going to feel your arch activate. Just lifting your bottom toes, you see my arch activate? That right there is like the main arch trainer. See that? Okay, I lift my toes. That changes your arch just by itself, okay? Go slow. Left leg down. If you need a little back bend, always good to get into those hip flexors. Okay? Right knee's gonna lift. Do the opposite pinky again. So the bind you do the less of here, awkward bind. Okay, lift that heart, lift the knee, point the toe today. Okay, pull that knee up into the chest. It's just like, you go to physical therapy. If you're trying to readjust asymmetries in sacrum or pelvic tilt, the doctor will have you do something like this. It's activate glute as you keep in that hip flexion. Or if another release like that in that plane is this. It's that same thing. It's like, I'm doing it in the more, what the modern biomechanics says is the more functional approach is basically standing. So balance is when asymmetries need to be more conditioned symmetrically. This is a fantastic exercise. Do it every day. It really will change your butt and your core. It's very simple too, all right? Go slow, right foot down. Start with your hands on your hips. We're gonna go a little bit stronger now, yogis. Warrior 3 and then triangle work, okay? First foot hovers. Bend the knee, nice warrior 3 hold, okay? Now bend the knee, lengthen through the chest. If you want a little bit more, arms reach back and up, like you have your imaginary block. If you want a lot more, arms reach forward, okay? And you're getting really long here. I'm having you just hold postures for a few minutes, and then we'll come back into a little bit of movement. But for now, drop that, whatever leg lifted, guys, drop that hip down. I was flexing my foot today because we pointed the toe in the previous exercise. If you tend to always flex your foot, I suggest pointing the toe more. If you always point your toe, I suggest flexing the foot. I like flexing the foot. That muscle's not conditioned enough, the shin. But we tend to do that a lot in yoga also. Okay, now go slow. Big inhale. Skillfully move back to Tadasana. Posture. Go ahead. Second side. Hands on hips to start. To find your slow entrance into your warrior three. Yeah, some of you are going upside down. Yogis, if you would rather do handstand the entire practice, I dare you to do that actually. You will remember that practice forever. You know, I welcome inversions always, if you're feeling up to it. If you want to jump up on the wall and skip all this stuff and just do handstand, that requires more courage, core, balance, all these kind of deep things happen when you go after a posture that's really intimidating, difficult. So you want to do 20 holds at the wall handstand, I applaud you. But if you don't, it doesn't matter either. This stuff's all excellent. I see some of you are just going right for stuff like that this morning. Do it. Keep going, okay? Go slow. Stand up. Now, you might want your blocks here, yogis. We're just going side to side. It's classic Hatha yoga. I am going to now today put two postures together. Normally not. Triangle and revolve. I'm actually going to do revolve first, so a little different. My first leg is my left foot goes back, all right? I think a couple of you were doing the opposite leg. I got a little mixed up side to side there. All right, so my blocks are kind of framing my foot. Look at my hips facing forward. Right hip back. Easier, hands on hips. A little bit stronger, left arm high, strongest, both arms high. You can also go like reverse prayer, okay? It's a nice little addition there. Right hip back, legs engaged. Don't forget to micro bend the knee. Let's hinge forward. I like to pause halfway. I've mentioned I pretty much work on strength in all the poses on the average. Now, we already did this stretch, so I'm not going to bring you there. Eventually, you can take your hands to the floor. Keep your arms forward or behind you for extra challenge. Right hip back. You could even take your right thumb in your right hip crease. Engage your legs, guys. Right hip back. Lengthen chest forward. Twist your core to the right. Okay, right arm might go out and up. Notice I'm not bent over all the way, right? I am feeling sore and tight today, so I would still do triangle, but just use a block. A little bit softer on my irritated body, okay? A couple more breaths here, yogis. Close your eyes, step into that pose. Think about the cues. Press the big toes down, feet scissor together, forward, back, side to side. Legs engage, those muscles above the knee, that is like the main cue, okay? Whatever arm is up, you gotta pull that hip kind of back and lengthen your side bodies. So if you were to bring that top arm even to your lower back, you could feel it for a moment. You know, eventually they say it should be like a table. You should be able to sit a glass of water there, okay, without it spilling. And they actually do that in yoga, where you try to find that kind of really flat surface, okay? Now, yogis, go slow. We're going to go right into the second part. This is a long time bent over. There's a lot of movement through the core to start. We're going to bring our right hand down. I suggest blocks. If you don't have blocks yet, get those blocks. All right, so listen, right hand goes inside the right foot. We're on the same exact side, but stringing the two triangles together. Okay, that's how we do them in the intermediate pretty much always. I drive my right hip now over to the left, which stacks my hips more. I might have to reposition my feet. Left arm could go up and open the chest. Left arm could go around the back, lengthen my right side. If you want extra core and strength, right arm or eventually both arms. I want to warn you that both arms forward in triangle is a really crazy core and lower back strain. You know, it'll make you super strong. Like if you want to do like the crazy handstand and all that stuff, you got to do that. That is part of it, is leaning over to the side and basically upper body handstand, right? So, like I said, when I train people to do handstand, it's like, how can you make every posture handstand? But if you're not going to do that, be easy, right? So one arm forward is a nice addition, or kind of both arms, one bottom arm forward. That's like how it kind of starts, all right? Now go slow. Left arm high, bend the front knee, turn the left foot down to stand up, and we're going to just step forward. Hatha yoga, side to side practice, not really stringing vinyasa together. If you need a little bit of this, cat-cow, twist, shake, okay? And now we have our second side. Just gonna step our right foot back. I'm gonna have my blocks handy, right? And again, I don't want my stance too short, all right? I know you can keep your back heel lifted too. That's kind of a little bit more of a beginner version. Back toes angle forward, left hip back. Easiest, hands on hips. More, right arm or both arms, okay? If some of you did reverse prayer, I'm starting to enter here. And again, I'm like pausing halfway, making sure my muscles have to turn on, trying to engage that quad. Now, I'm not really gonna forward bend here, yogis. You're more than welcome to, but we did have split movement and opportunity there. I'm gonna find my blocks, left hip back. So your left hand could go inside your left hip crease. That thumb, kind of roll it out, push it back, lengthen my chest, and then push through my right hand, start to twist to the left. I want this posture to settle in a little bit longer. Breathe. Try to relax a little, yogis. Can you use a block or something to make this stay in the posture just a little bit longer? Come on, if you're being a little lazy, activate more. If you're being a little over tense, lighten up a little bit in the muscles. But it's probably a combination of both of those in every one person, right? So most likely you engage those legs more. Relax like the upper body a little bit more maybe. But that's always changing. As we learn to activate certain muscles, other ones are gonna get lazier, okay? And then vice versa. As we're learning to relax, other ones are gonna be overstrained. So, man, it just keeps evolving, this study. Now, second part, guys, you're here. I'm gonna bring the left hand down, bend the front knee if I need to, maybe readjust my back foot, and then I start to turn my chest open to the left. My left under hip starts to actually do what we didn't want it to, but bring that hip forward. There's this fun movement we do where you kind of go between the two. It's usually considered more like advanced, so I didn't string them together like that, but you're welcome to try that. So here we go, triangle now in the open hip. Okay, that bottom left hip drives forward. I lean my upper body back. So if you look down, your upper body is over the front leg. Lengthen your side body, engage your legs. Top arm reaches forward, maybe around the back. Some of us bottom arm forward. A few of us both arms forward. Warning, that posture has been known to make your back feel injured. I didn't say injure it. I just said it feels injured because your deepest lower back muscle and your spinal column, but mainly that deepest lower back muscle is in its lengthened tension position. And that is not long, it's heavy loaded. Stay in the posture and breathe. Close your eyes if you can. Notice if your back arches, pull your ribs in a little bit. Notice if your side body is compressing too much. Lengthen particularly your left side body here. I know these are tough holds right now, guys. We're kind of in the thick of class. We do a little bit more and we're done with standing. All right, now, some of you, I'm losing the fingers already, and I get it. It's totally tough. So you're gonna bend that knee, okay? Turn that right hand down, just kind of like a lunge and stand up. And we wanna take a moment to symmetrical neutralize here. We're gonna meet back into Tadasana. Take a little bit of this, a little bit of maybe hinge, okay? Or a little bit of this, just to kind of give yourself a moment. Now remember I said we're gonna use blocks today. So we want to go back to symmetrical legs. Now, I'm going to take 2 blocks to demonstrate. Some of you might need to kind of go here, but we got to be careful. If you have a chair, this can work too. If I could demonstrate what's going to happen, we're going to step about 1.5 feet, 2 feet in front of our blocks. We're going to bring our arms forward, palms up, and then we're going to slowly try to sit down on the block lightly, and then slowly come back up. That was a little easy for me, so I'm gonna bring it lower. Watch me here, and then I'm gonna cue you through it. We're gonna go down, and what we're gonna do is like sit on our block, slow as we can, watch, and then we're gonna try to lean forward and come up and hold, and then go up, okay? This is the starter version. We're gonna go down, tap it, maybe sit back, and then come up an inch, hold, and then come up. Squeeze the butt at the top. Try to keep your arms forward like that the whole time. A little shoulder strength, okay? Let's see it. Start to sit low and back. Yes, your heels should stay down, all right? So sit on your blocks. Be careful here. You don't want to fly backwards, right? If the blocks aren't stacked well or your weight shifts back too much. Now listen, come forward, hover your butt like an inch. So it's kind of like the lowest active squat, and then come all the way up, squeeze your butt, keep your arms parallel to the floor. Looks good. Now go again. Some of you could put your blocks a lot lower, yogis. All right. So go ahead, back up, hover at an inch first, and do a few more. Challenge yourself. Fuller variation, watch. Fuller variation. I come back, look, I lift, hold, up, squeeze my butt, right back down slow to my butt, back up, but then I have to lift, hold, up, squeeze my butt. So you can do it all the way on the ground if you want to go big, if you have that type of active range. But the key is active. If you can't get up off your butt, maybe you don't. You do one block, okay? And then either way, you have to lift up. We're not ever sitting in yogi squat, really. Maybe a moment where you go on your butt, but then lift up and hold. Come on, challenge yourself. Last couple rounds. You know, we're back in movement. It's symmetrical, bending our knees deep after we're straight, really long in the twist, straight, really long in the open hip. Now it's this big symmetry. Squeezing your butt at the top, the standing active back line, getting low. Most of us are going to be very front line. So we're working full range squats, yogis. Been a while, right? Been a while. Let's do it. All right, yogis. Now take your time, stand up, squeeze your butt. That's always good to do for a moment. Neutralize, shake it out. Roll out your wrists, circle your shoulders, maybe circle your neck lightly. We're here in the end of standing, okay? Open wide, turn your feet out. Bend your knees, now arms go here. Sit low. We already did this a lot today. This is done in both triangles. You know, you're here in one of them. It's much more difficult in the revolve. But take a moment. Turn your palms up, reach up, okay? Sit low, reach up. If you want extra challenge, get your block. The same stuff we did seated. Twist your chest to the right, hold. Don't let your knees change. So all you're adding is like a micro spinal twist. All right, if you have a block, don't hold it, squeeze it, okay? Back to center, sit low, twist to the left. Don't let your knees change. I know it's not easy, yogis, but you want to strengthen your legs. Try to remember, you know, to be mentally strong in these difficult moments in class, all right? Back to center, hold the arms up, get lower. To the right, side bend lightly. That's just, you know, we're not doing side plank or half moon, so, you know, this is kind of in that realm. It is a hyperlateral. Side plank's antilateral, so is half moon. That's why we're switching up how we approach the side body today. Back to center, go ahead. Come on, yogis, stay with it. If you have to quit, that's how you get stronger. Train to failure, it's called. If I don't make you train long enough to failure, you're not gonna get stronger, okay? Now come back to center, sit low. All right, stand up, turn your toes in. If you'd like, hands on the back, big inhale. Hips forward, chest lift. Weight into the heels. And take a little breather. Now forward folding. Finally, just kind of touching those toes, pull in. If you want to do anything, walk your hands to a side. Headstanders, tripod, plant your hands, bring the crown of your head down, maybe turn to the wall. Take a few breaths just to kind of stretch it out. Yeah, you're just kind of like feeling it out. That was pretty big, right? All right, so we did our 2 rounds of balance and we did So double plane, static, then really more strengthening. We're pretty good in the standing yoga, all right? Now, no rush. Maybe you want to lengthen your spine, just kind of go like this a little bit. Just notice my spine is long. See how I'm here? I'm not forward folding anymore, I'm here now. And then I kind of bend, see that? Yeah. All right, yogis, so eventually we are near the end of strength. We're gonna slowly come back to the front of our mat, walk our left foot or front foot back. So yogis, I wanna do a couple last things for your shoulders. In the beginning, we did this. We did some stuff where we're here, we did some push-ups, but I wanna do one last kind of really challenge round for your shoulders. If there's a certain thing you wanna do, you can, forearm balance, handstand. But if you'll watch me for a moment, I'm gonna come down to my forearms, give my wrist a break. If you watch me here, watch, I'm gonna drop the chest forward, down. I'm gonna pull the chest through towards dolphin. And I'm gonna take it nice and slow. If that's all too much, you're just going dolphin, forearm plank. Dolphin, pull your chest through, forearm plank, okay? If you want the extra, you go down lower. If you want a little bit more, watch me guys. Dolphin, watch. High plank. Dolphin, high plank. Slowly, dolphin, high plank. Or just do forearm balance hops or hold at the wall. So there's a few different, like you're all in here, strength, you go here, all the way to here. Here, all the way to here. Again, if you'd rather do something, just hold forearm plank. If you want to even do a little side plank work in there, I'm not going to do that today, but your call. Yeah, nice. Nice, Beck. Nice, Victoria. It's a really fantastic movement. We did this earlier, right? Where we're going high plank to down dog. And it's just kind of a repetitive, but it's very different feeling when you're on those forearms, all right? So take a breather if you need. To close out class, guys, we're gonna do, this, and then we're gonna do the kind of like a little twisting core exercise, and we're gonna be pretty much done. So we're here in the end of strength. So I do want you to, we know that you're here at the end, you can push it a little extra because some nice stretching is coming up in a few moments here, all right? Now, take a little breather. So look, our strength was here. If you did the whole thing, it's all here, like low and tight, and then it's in front of us, and then it's here and it's here. So we're relaxing like back here, right? We did all here, high as we can go forward, all through here, 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 here. Now we're lacking here, right? So we should go there. Let's go legs swing around. And now I do want to work in the up table as our peak extension. You have some options. Just like we had options there, same thing would be this, fingers behind you, face forward. So this is peak back line, it's peak shoulder, peak butt. Okay, so it's here. All right, so this is up table, yogis, okay? I don't want you to let your back arch, see that? It would be the pubic bone forward and up. All right, if you feel good, you could do like a one-legged, walk your left foot in, hold, drive through your right glute, press that right foot down. But if you're feeling good, guys, again, I'm trying to just demo so you can do a couple rounds on your own. Point your toes, lift your chest, here, reverse plank. Such a power exercise. We already did multiple hamstrings. If you want, and all the warm up for that is done. So if you want one last option, remember I said we're using our blocks, you can put the two together or our core. Watch me here, up table, fingers are still forward, lifting the chest, watch me here, the butt swings back, okay? I lift the butt, maybe I lift my feet, okay? Up table, hip thrust, maybe a little bounce, back, forward with the weight, here, lift, 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 maybe hover the feet, okay? Exhale, inhale, exhale. You can also do that with reverse plank. So there's a few options, up table
again, if you're working up table or reverse plank, there's the movement and there's stillness. Try to find all that in it. Maybe a couple slow. I do pulsing all the time here. You know, I'll go like this. That's been kind of a little thing that I add into the practice because I understand what's called the ballistic contraction. It'll make you strong quick, okay? But if you get lazy in it and you're bouncing on joints and not the muscle tension, it's a good way to get injured too. So, you know, you want to speed up the strength process, there's more risk. When in doubt, hold still, move slow, okay? Bouncing, it does make it more risky, all right? Take a little breather, shake it out. I do want you to do 1 to 2 more rounds. If you'd rather do wheel, that's okay. You feel like you need to back off and do bridge, that's fine. We didn't do much active back bending yogis, so I do want something ideally active, not distorted bridge yet. Want that back symmetry, all right? So last round, let's take 1 minute. Have some fun, go into it, come on. So we're here. Maybe we're here. We're here. What's another fun one is look how I keep my left foot hovering. And I go here, one leg, I pull back, hover. One leg stays hovering, hover, if you want to go crazy. But you know, multi-level Zoom class, what are you doing? What are you feeling? Maybe it's all too much. You just work this. Up, hold, down about halfway. Up, pubic bone, posterior tilts, down about halfway. Okay? There's our easier. That's all you need to do to be good there. And then what's happening is I'm going to give you one quick ab tightener, and then we're going to stretch and unwind. So last few moments here in the difficulty, this is called peak back line. Usually whenever sometimes I work with people privately and I give them an exercise routine, they say a half an hour, right? And I'll say, okay, well that's 5 exercises, not including warm up. And it's all backline symmetry. I don't even give them asymmetries to start. It's all asymmetry and it's all backline. Calf, hamstring, glute, erectors. Usually one twist. But that's the whole chain. We strengthen here, we strengthen here, we strengthen here, we strengthen here, all the way up. No front body exercises in the beginning, okay? All right, guys, let's get out of there. Now, lower down to your back. Nice job. I see most of you is kind of done there. I'll move forward since I see you guys kind of chilling. Now, last little challenge for abs, if you want it today. Easiest, arms down, lower back down, legs go forward, legs come back in. This is like my all-time, like one exercise. If you have to pick one on the mat, lower back down. I like to add the curl in the chest. You're going to get more abs contractions. Now, more, legs up, lower back down, pop up the pelvis. More, watch me here, guys. Look how I turn on my outer right hip. My legs go to the front right corner of my mat, go slow, legs up, pop the pelvis, control the core. Left outer foot towards left corner of the mat. And now I'm here. I could keep my head down, but then you gotta be way more resilient on pressing your lower back down and contracting your abs. If it hurts the neck, you can bring your hands kind of behind your neck. So now I'm doing that leg swing and pelvic reverse crunch, but I'm adding a little kind of twisty, hip pivoty movement, okay? Last few. If there's any other ab exercise you want to do, pause here, maybe add this in too. Boom. Outside the thighs and a little crunch, okay? Maybe you make it personal today. If you want one more ab exercise, now's the time. After this is unwinding time. So yeah, perfect. We got 10 minutes left. On a good amount of unwinding. That we started pretty strong, right? Boom, we were breathing intensely and we had that block up overhead, like right in the beginning. So we want a good, if class is 60 minutes, a good percentage of it, right? If it's that 15% of unwinding, okay? We want that long calm down. We want to be wise and intelligent about our exercise, and if we challenge our body, we got to make sure extra time. All right, guys, you look done there. So take a moment here. If you want a full body stretch just to start shifting gears, that always feels good to me with a little side stretch. I kind of decompress my lower back. And then I'm going to bring the knees into the chest. And again, I said I am going to. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm going to massage my back because it's sore today. And, you know, the first option here is the happy baby for a couple of breaths, taking that free movement, feel good stuff a little further. Seasoned practitioners go right to plow. Swing your legs up over your body. We'll go slow. It's the reverse crunch. I have you train reverse crunch because that's the strength of getting into plow with minimal momentum. Most people who hurt themselves in plow, it's because they don't build the strength of the path in. They use the momentum and weight to swing it up, and then boom, you know, it hurts their lower back or their neck. But if we develop this lift through the core, it makes plow entrance so much more stable and controlled, okay? So here, or happy baby, 3 to 4 more breaths. Some of you, as I see, bringing your legs up to the sky. Nice. And yogis, maybe you hold that inversion today. Remember how I said, I want you to get more aware of it, including inversions like you would include cardio, stretching, or strength. If your head isn't below your heart and your digestive tract doesn't flip a lot, daily, you got to do that. More of that. Less straining your muscles, more inversion quality. So maybe some of you are going to stay here for 3 minutes as I start to stretch more, if you stretch enough. Hold your inversion, meditate, breathe. Maybe do active meditation, sending energy. Remember we did that on Sunday. Now, if you're with me, take your time. We're going to slowly unroll onto our back, grab our hamstrings, rock forward and back and sit up. So we're done with hamstrings, okay? I'm going to teach that Gomukhasana today. I love this hip stretch. I don't think we do it enough. We did it on Monday night. And I know some of you don't feel Gomukhasana. If you want to do a double pigeon, like a fire log, stack shins, or a regular pigeon, or a figure 4. I think we did inner thighs pretty good. If anything, I would do frog if we have time. Here we go. Right shin in front of left is the start of Sukhasana. If you want more, you might need to sit on a block. Watch my bottom left shin. Go to the right more. My right hip trying to get inside my left heel. Look how the right foot crosses now. You know, they say Gomukhasana is like basically pigeon taken further, right? Because that's more of a back bend pigeon. This is more of that forward bend variation. So the shins cross so much that the thighs start to cross. See that? The knees start to stack. Now I'm going to take that big inhale and sit up. I'm going to start to walk the hands forward with a nice long spine. Not holding as long as in, just a few breaths. If you want that big shoulder option, big inhale, sit up. The left arm goes up, palm face behind. Bend the elbow, reach down the spine. Now my elbow wants to hug out. Hug it in, guys. Right arm out, palm face to the back. Go ahead. Bend that elbow. And the hands are kind of behind. Now, you can use your ponytail if you have one, or your hands or your towel or your strap. I hug my elbows in, I lift, and let's go slow forward. Last couple breaths. Yeah, some of you are doing your own hip stretches. You're on your own, that's fine. Gomukhasana. You know, this is one of the original yoga poses, they say, like the 30 original. The yogis were working on sitting up taller, so we did all these different seated postures so we could meditate better. That was the initial goal of Hatha yoga, is like, how can we condition our body so we can meditate longer? Okay, let's slowly sit up. If you know how to switch sides, nice fancy way, you pivot left and then right, boom. If you don't know how to do that, release your legs, cross your shins, please. Right shin walks to the left more. My right heel's outside my left hip. My left heel goes outside my right thigh knee. Look at me kind of getting into this posture, okay? I pull my feet backward, yogis. This big compression, adduction, lateral rotation. Inhale, I sit up. Exhale, I forward fold. Please take your time. Right arm reaches up. If you want, down is back, elbow in, left arm out, palm face behind, bend elbow, hands look for your strap, might be in the top hand, and then we forward fold. Close your eyes, enjoy the position, your breath work, your meditation. We should do a yoga with our pet class, shouldn't we? Everyone's animal is just hovering around them, walking back and forth. We got to do a class with them. I think they just want to be included, right? Look, so far, yoga with our pet day, huh? Now I got one last little kind of challenge for you guys. What I'm going to do is give 4 hip openers. Which one is calling to you? Because we can't do everything every class. You don't need to. What does your body need today? I think we needed that outer hip stretch with the bent knee compression after the triangle work and the chair work there. So you're going to eventually finish up Gomukhasana. Last options from me. Watch me, please. Virasana or saddle. Biggest front body stretch of class. This one. I'm sitting on my heels leaning back. That's first option. Second option. Frog. Knees wide, feet wide, toes turned out. Oh, that's good stuff for me right now. You can tell it's making my back tight. So I would need that stretch probably. Third option, yogis. Laying on your back, left foot on your right knee caves inward. The right hip is the stretch caving inward medially. Last option for me, spinal twist. Either on your back, across, or seated here. I'm not telling you exactly what to do. They all could serve different people. You can't do them all. Pick one, maybe 2 at the most. I'm challenging you to personally kind of close up your physical practice with one more kind of release, or 2 maybe. If you really need restorative bridge because your hip flexors feel tight, that might be good too. I want to give you 2 more minutes or so. It could be from your routine. I want you to get better at recognizing what your body needs and applying via that functional information, not just what does my teacher tell me to do. You learn all these postures, start applying them in a more kind of intelligent and purposeful way. It's kind of like school yogis, you know, the teacher for kids or adult education, you know, they give you a lot of like information to remember and study. They also then give you projects where you have to kind of critically think, you know, like how does this information apply? That's like the key, is like getting a lot of information, but you can learn all your stuff you want about exercise and nutrition, but if you don't apply it, you know, well, you know, strategically, it's not as useful. It's not, you know, functional. So it's the same principle here. I'm kind of saying, look, here's all the postures we can do sometimes. You know, it'd be like giving you almost like a homework assignment, like what is your body telling you and why would you need this and when would you apply it? I've always dreamed of having homework in yoga, because that's where a lot of that critical thinking's done. You know, you learn stuff in class and then I say, okay, we talked about these certain muscular things, you know, go think about it at home and you know, write something or, you know, research it. You know, we talked about higher levels of yoga, gratitude and respect, and, you know, how can that relate more to your life? If you ever want homework assignments, don't be shy, you reach out to me, or I'll give you one a week, one every couple of days, you let me know. All right, guys, so you're kind of unwinding a few. You already look like you're starting your Shavasana. So we should get there soon, right? It's almost about 10. I don't want to keep you too long here. And to close out our practice, we don't want to skip this one. Skip a stretch and do this instead. Think about unwinding the physical body and the stretches. It's a little bit more like unwinding the mind, the nervous system, the emotions, all right? So if you're comfortable, you can sit If you need to relax a little bit more, I suggest laying. I like to go like right into gratitude meditation. I talk about that a lot on Sundays. Boom, right into it. Dopamine, oxytocin, response, all the tingling in the skin and the spine. Breath or two, sigh or two, and then it's trance relaxation. All right, you got about 2 to 3 minutes today. Closing meditation, guys.